Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Julie Chrisley physically ill in prison, what happened? Julie Chrisley and her husband Todd experienced a poor quality of life in prison, according to Savannah Chrisley. The Chrisley Knows Best alum hasn't stopped calling out the lack of air conditioning, even though her mom might be sent home earlier than expected. Julie Chrisley struggles with the heat. This time last year, Chrisley Knows Best alums, Savannah Chrisley and her brother, Chase talked about the lack of air conditioning in the Kentucky prison. At the time, the federal prison system claimed that all of its facilities were livable. A rep said that both AC and heat were turned on when the temperature outside dictated the need for it. Julie Chrisley's son, Chase, called BS on that, and so did his sister, although she tried to rein him in a bit. He argued that even killers deserve livable temperatures. Well, it seems that their public debate on that didn't make any difference at all. Savannah Chrisley says mom got physically ill. During her latest Unlocked podcast, Savannah talked about visiting her mom recently. As it was hot, she noticed that it seemed as if only certain people had access to air conditioning. Why it took on so much importance was that her mom loved the visitation because it meant a temporary respite from the heat in the air-conditioned visitor center. Julie Chrisley spoke with Savannah, who cited her as saying that she got physically sick because she got so hot. The Chrisley Knows Best alum told her podcast listeners, "Chrisley Knows Best fans react. While plenty of people don't sympathize with Todd and Julie Chrisley, a lot of fans love them. In the comments, a few people talked about the alleged heat. Here are some reactions. Julie Chrisley had always been the calm in the Chrisley storm, a refined Southern woman with a sweet drawl, polished manners, and a reputation for holding her large, spirited family together. But behind the beige prison walls of the Kentucky facility, where she now resided, the glamour of her past life had faded into stark routines and fluorescent lights. And now, a new concern was sweeping through both the prison community and her family on the outside. Julie Chrisley was physically ill, and no one seemed to know exactly what was going on. It started quietly. Inmates first noticed her withdrawing from morning roll calls, skipping meals, and walking slower than usual to mandatory work assignments. Some chalked it up to emotional fatigue, understandable for a woman used to luxury, now living among steel toilets and rusting lockers. But those closest to her knew something was off. "She ain't just tired," whispered one fellow inmate to another in the prison laundry room. "She's pale, like ghost pale, and her hands are shaking." By week's end, the rumors hit the prison grapevine at full force. Julie Chrisley was sick. Very sick. Some said it was stress. Others speculated about cancer. One whispered that she collapsed in the shower and was quietly rushed to the prison infirmary. The truth, like most things behind locked gates, was muddled by secrets and silence. Savannah Chrisley had just wrapped another emotional podcast episode when she got the call. Her heart dropped as the prison liaison explained that her mother had been taken for medical evaluation due to persistent nausea, severe fatigue, and episodes of fainting. "Is she okay? What's wrong? Why wasn't I told sooner?" Savannah's voice cracked. "Miss Chrisley has been under observation. Her condition is non-life-threatening at the moment," came the measured response. "But the cause is still undetermined. We're waiting on lab results." Waiting. The one word Savannah had grown to despise since her parents went behind bars. She had spent months advocating for prison reform, raising her younger siblings, and battling endless online trolls. But this, her mother's health, was something she couldn't control. Inside the prison infirmary, Julie lay still on a cold cot. A dull ache spread from her abdomen to her lower back, and she had no appetite. The fluorescent lights buzzed above her, a cruel reminder of how far she'd fallen from the chandeliers and candlelight of her former home. "Mrs. Chrisley," the nurse murmured softly, "your blood pressure is still low. We need you to eat something." Julie blinked, but her lips barely moved. "Everything makes me sick." The nurse hesitated before offering a saltine cracker and a cup of weak tea. Julie tried to lift the cracker to her mouth, but her hand trembled so badly, she dropped it onto the sheets. The whispers intensified. Some said she'd been poisoned. Others insisted it was her body breaking down under emotional trauma. After all, Julie had been stoic and strong for so long. She rarely cried in public. She never complained. But maybe the weight of the facade had finally crushed her from the inside out. Back in his Florida prison, Todd Chrisley received the news through a filtered and delayed report. His reaction was immediate and volatile. "What do you mean she's sick, and nobody told me? She's my wife. You don't think I deserve to know if she's in a hospital bed?" He exploded at the chaplain who broke the news. Todd wasn't used to powerlessness. And now, separated by hundreds of miles in steel bars, he couldn't do a single thing to help Julie. Not bring her soup. Not hold her hand. Not even call her. For the first time in months, Todd broke down in his cell. His usual bravado, his trademark defiance, it all collapsed into helpless sobs muffled by the hum of fluorescent lights and distant voices. Meanwhile, Savannah took action. She contacted lawyers, prison officials, and even health advocates to pressure the system into transparency. Her publicist leaked the story to the press. Julie Chrisley battles mysterious illness behind bars. Family fears medical neglect. The headline lit up the internet. Fans flooded social media with messages of support, while critics accused the Chrisleys of manipulating sympathy. But Savannah didn't care. She just wanted answers. A week later, Julie was finally given a diagnosis. Gastritis with complications likely brought on by stress, poor nutrition, and the sharp shift in environment. Years of keeping up appearances, suppressing her pain, and battling federal charges had eaten away at her, quite literally. Her stomach lining was inflamed, her immune system weakened. Left untreated, it could evolve into something much more dangerous. She was prescribed medication and a modified diet, but even these came with limits. Prison kitchens weren't exactly equipped for dietary customization, and the stress, that wasn't going away anytime soon. When Savannah was finally granted a visit, she was stunned at the change. Her mother looked thinner, older, and fragile in a way she had never seen before. Her blonde hair was dulled, her skin pale, her eyes tired. "Mom," Savannah whispered, struggling to hold back tears. Julie managed a weak smile. "Still here, sweetheart. But it's been rough." They talked for 20 minutes, about the younger kids, the family attorney, and Todd. But most of all, about healing. Julie revealed that she had kept her pain quiet for months, not wanting to worry anyone, not wanting to show weakness. "I didn't want to be a burden," she said softly. "You're not a burden, Mom. You're the reason we're holding on." As the visit ended, Savannah clutched her mother's hand through the glass partition. "We're going to get through this, one way or another."